Hey guys, what's going on? This is Jax Alpha here, back again with another wrestling news video thingy. Yeah, I've changed out the layout to this. Thanks for Grossi for suggesting the layout so you're not going to see the big two bars in the way. So what we're going to talk about today is part 2 of this whole CM Punk Art of Wrestling Colt Cabana shit. So this is from episode 227 or 227 of Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast. If you guys remember in the last episode, Punk talked about how the WWE mistreated him and how shitty their doctors were and his health and all that crap. So this is kind of like a continuation to that. And if you listen to the podcast, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna skim over the things like I did with the Steve Austin show video that I made a couple days ago. So let's have a talk about what he said. So this episode is kind of like if you guys listen to the Art of Wrestling, it's kind of like all the other ones where they just bullshit around and stuff. And they do it throughout the show and stuff. But they talk about some stuff like what his name will be, and that people aren't aware that he owns the name CM Punk, so when he leaves he doesn't have to change it to Phil Brooks or whatever, and that is that people that actually know him can call him Phil, but if some random fan just yells out to him, "Hey Phil," he's not going to respond to you and all that. So I think they talked about the CM Punk chants that are aimed directly at AJ Lee, which is his wife. And he says that he feels uncomfortable when people chant his name which is understandable. I mean, it must feel so awkward for AJ to have your husband's name chanted during all of your matches. I mean, just so dumb, but that's just the smart fans for you. He might have taken a shot at Chris Jericho, and he suggests the fans only chant the CM Punk chant at the guys that fucking suck and wear lifts in their boots. And Punk was also implying that Chris only wanted to talk to him on his podcast, Talk is Jericho, because he had an agenda or something like that. But Jericho said in an episode of Talk is Jericho a while back that Punk turned not the Art of Wrestling, Jesus Christ. It's really late for me, so my mind is all... But Jericho claims that Punk turned the Talk is Jericho podcast down because he had nothing positive to say and about the wrestling industry or whatever, and said they were good friends, so that's alright. They also talked about if he would ever return for a main event match at WrestleMania. So that was another thing that he said. He told WWE not to book him at the Tables, Ladders and Chairs pay-per-view last year, which was him taking on the Shield, a 3-on-1 handicap match, because one of his best friends had a wedding, like on that day or whatever. So WWE refused to, and he ended up opening the show, and he just made it to his friend's wedding, like at the end of the party. And he also talked about how wrestling, like in the ring and stuff, wasn't fun for him anymore, and at times he questioned what he was doing with his life, and he just had to walk away. He fought Vince's apology on the Steve Austin show that they did on the WWE Network. He thought it was a big publicity stunt, and he should have apologized to him over the phone or in person. Look, now this was the bit where I was like, oh, really, Punk? Like, I don't understand why he'd think it's a publicity stunt, but he took the time out of his day, and he actually had the balls to say, "I'm sorry, Punk," and he's just not going to accept it. That's a bit, I don't know, tell me down below what you think in the comment section, but I think that's very, I don't know, I don't know. I remember, guys, it's really late for me, so my mind is just messed up right now. And they talk about like how after the pipe bomb, they were talking about him getting sponsors. Like he was going to do a thing with Wizard World, but WWE gave it to other wrestlers, and he was going to be the new spokesperson for Slim Jim, but WWE said no. And they talked about the WWE 13 video game, and how WWE actually did not want Punk on the cover, even though he ended up doing it. They wanted Sheamus on the cover. Because I remember listening to it at work, and I went, really? They want Sheamus on the cover? And this was during the time Sheamus had his World Heavyweight Championship run. So I'm like, really? Wow. But that's just how the WWE works, and he says that before. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about some of the things he said. I'm sure it's going to stir some shit up again. But Colt said, that's it, no more Punk. This is where it finishes from here on out. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and make sure to leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this whole CM Punk against WWE, even though it's not really like that kind of thing. And yeah, make sure to check me out on Twitter at jackmanlol31. What was I going to say? Oh, make sure to check out my WWE 2K15 Universe Mode Diary. The links of all that will be in the description down below. So the first episodes of Raw and SmackDown are on there, so make sure to have a read. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I am really tired. I need to get some sleep. And I'll see you later. And I am out in 3, 2, 1.